The atonement as defense. What does that even mean? Okay, guys, I have to tell you. So, Jesus has been doing some intense curriculum with me. I have now read this one little section every day for at least a week, I'm thinking. And yeah, it's been so interesting. I'm really getting so much out of reading one section every day until I feel like Spirit is telling me, okay, now you can move on. And it's so interesting because so 2 days entering this section, I tried to make video. I actually made a video and it was so awful. Like I stumbled all over all my words as I was reading. It was just not, um, there was no grace or ease to it. It was very choppy. It was like, okay, I'm obviously not ready to make this video yet. And I've spent like 5 more days with this section and I've gotten so much out of it. So I'm so excited to share it with you. So here we go. We are on chapter 2 of A Course in Miracles, the separation and the atonement, section 2, the atonement as defense. You can do anything I ask. Okay, right there, that's pretty amazing, right? You can do anything Jesus asks you to do. I have asked you to perform miracles and have made it clear that miracles are natural, corrective, healing, and universal. There is nothing they cannot do, but they cannot be performed in the spirit of doubt or fear. Okay, so if there's any doubt or any fear going on, you can't perform a miracle. It can't happen. Okay, and I remembered that so many times this past week where I wanted to feel differently, and I realized that couldn't happen if I had any doubt or fear within me. When you are afraid of anything, you are acknowledging its power to hurt you. Okay? Remember that where your heart is, there is your treasure also. You believe in what you value. If you are afraid, you are valuing wrongly. Your understanding will then inevitably value wrongly, and by endowing all thoughts with equal power, will inevitably destroy peace. This is why the Bible speaks of the peace of God which passeth understanding. This peace is totally incapable of being shaken by errors of any kind. It denies the ability of anything not of God to affect you. This is the proper use of denial. It is not used to hide anything, but to correct error. It brings all error into the light, and since error and darkness are the same, it corrects error automatically. Okay, so this is the first part where we get to talking about proper use of denial. Because our personality mind, our ego mind loves to use denial, right? We deny the truth all the time. That's the whole world, is a denial of the truth. And here he's saying there is a right use of denial, and it's the denial of error to be able to hurt you. And what is error again? Error is a lack of love, whether that's from you to you, from you to someone else, from someone else to you. We're all one. So any lack of love is an error. But guess what? Error cannot hurt you. Okay? So let's go on. True denial is a powerful protective device. You can and should deny any belief that error can hurt you. This kind of denial is not a concealment, but a correction. Your right mind depends on it. Denial of error is a strong defense of truth, but denial of truth results in miscreation, the projections of the ego. In the service of the right mind, the denial of error frees the mind and reestablishes the freedom of the will. When the will is really free, it cannot miscreate because it recognizes only truth. Okay? So remember, he's just really saying, you cannot be hurt by error. You cannot be hurt by error. You cannot be hurt by error. Okay? There's no reason to be upset. There's no reason to be upset except the belief and the thoughts that are telling you that you should be. Okay? But they're not true. You can defend you can defend truth as well as error. The means are easier to understand after the value of the goal is firmly established. It is a question of what it is for. Everyone defends his treasure and will do so automatically. The real questions are, what do you treasure and how much do you treasure it? Once you have learned to consider these questions and to bring them into all your actions, you will have little difficulty in clarifying the means. The means are available whenever you ask. You can, however, save time if you do not protract this step unduly. The correct focus will shorten it immeasurably. Okay? So he's asking again, I'm not sure if this is the first time we see it in the course, but this is a question that gets asked a lot. What is it for? What is it for? What are you trying to achieve? What is your motivation? What are you hoping to get out of this? Why are you thinking about this? Why are you asking a question about this? What is it for? Okay. So the means are easier to understand after the value of the goal is established. It's a question of what is it for? Everyone defends your treasure. So what are you looking? Are you treasuring the world? Are you treasuring the illusion? Are you treasuring the right to attack, the right to be offended? Or are you treasuring love and God and peace? And once you ask yourself that question, sometimes like in the middle of your fight or an argument or an upset, and you ask yourself that question, what am I treasuring right now? Okay. And then once you ask, he says, and you make that decision, the means will come to you immediately. If you decide in that moment, wait, oh, okay, I am treasuring attack right now, but I want to treasure peace. I want to treasure love. And you'll be shown exactly how to do that, right? All of a sudden, you will be moved to that. The atonement is the only defense that cannot be used destructively because it is not a device you made. The atonement principle was in effect long before the atonement began. The principle was love, and the atonement was an act of love. Acts were not necessary before the separation because belief in space and time did not exist. It was only after the separation that the atonement and the conditions necessary for its fulfillment were planned. Then a defense so splendid was needed that it cannot be misused, although it could be refused. Refusal could not, however, turn it into a weapon of attack, which is the inherent characteristic of other defenses. The atonement thus becomes the only defense that is not a two-edged sword. It can only heal. So a defense was needed to get us back to our right mind because we had made this crazy, insane world. But it can't hurt us. We can not believe the atonement. We can not believe that that error doesn't hurt us, right? We can believe we're this body. We can believe that we're a victim, that we're in jeopardy, all of that. And cool. Guess what? Doesn't really hurt you. Even though you're not accepting the atonement, the premise of the atonement continues. Nothing is hurting you. So it cannot hurt you. It can be refused. But that's fine because eventually you'll get it. Eventually everybody does. And the defenses we've made are two-edged swords, right? I defend, I am attacked. I have something now. I've got something now. I have to defend it. Like there's everything we get it can also hurt us in this world. The atonement was built into the space-time belief to set a limit on the need for the belief itself and ultimately to make learning complete. The atonement is the final lesson. Learning itself, like the classrooms in which it occurs, is temporary. The ability to learn has no value when change is no longer necessary. The eternally creative have nothing to learn. You can learn to improve your perceptions and can become a better and better learner. This will bring you into closer and closer accord with the sonship. But the sonship itself is a perfect creation, and perfection is not a matter of degree. Only while there is a belief in differences is learning meaningful. Evolution is a process in which you seem to proceed from one degree to the next. You correct your previous missteps by stepping forward. This process is actually, so let's talk about that for a second. So as we go through life and we feel I'm evolving as a person, right? We see our life as an evolution. We evolve. And but we're evolving in a way that we're trying to make up for the past. We're evolving in a way towards goals that we set for ourselves that the personality mind has told us because we need to fix ourselves and we need to be something different than what we think we are. Okay. So we're moving forward, trying to correct the past. Kind of like when you have a boyfriend that's exactly like your dad, right? Okay. So evolution is a process in which you seem to proceed from one degree to the next. You correct your previous missteps by stepping forward. This process is actually incomprehensible in temporal terms because you return as you go forward, like two steps back and 2 steps forward, so you're never going anywhere. The atonement is the device by which you can free yourself from the past as you go ahead. It undoes your past errors, thus making it unnecessary for you to keep retracing your steps without advancing to your return. So instead of continuing back in the same pattern, trying to fix the past with the future in this big circle that we're going through, if we accept the atonement, we no longer have to keep going back to the past and we can actually move forward. In this sense, the atonement saves time, you think? But like the miracle it serves, does not abolish it. As long as there is need for atonement, there is need for time. But the atonement as a completed plan has a unique relationship to time. Until the atonement is complete, its various phases will proceed in time, but the whole atonement stands at time's end. At that point, the bridge of return has been built. Okay, so that's it. When we're all ready, when everyone has accepted the atonement, all parts of the one mind, and then that's it. That's the end. That's the end of the story, and they all live happily ever after together as one. The atonement is a total commitment. You may still think this is associated with loss, a mistake all the separated sons of God make in one way or another. Yeah, this whole belief that I will lose something. If I completely make a total commitment to what I believe, then I will lose something. I will lose love. I will from my family, from people I know. I will, whatever it is we tell ourselves. I'll lose money. I'll lose my status. I'll lose whatever we're telling ourselves that we're going to lose if we really listen to spirit. It is hard to believe a defense that cannot attack is the best defense. This is what is meant by the meek shall inherit the earth. They will literally take it over because of their strength. A two-way defense is inherently weak precisely because it has two edges and can be turned against you very unexpectedly. This possibility cannot be controlled except by miracles. So when we're in a fight with somebody or a disagreement or whatever, and we are defend, attack. We defend ourselves and then they attack us. And then we have to defend ourselves again and they attack us. And so when we defend, we're attacked. And sometimes we're like in the middle, we're like, oh my God, like, why am I getting attacked? And it's not even until afterwards we realize, like, oh, the first thing I said was in a defense and I got attacked. So what he's saying here is in the middle of, instead of having to defend something that is not you, the atonement offers you like, oh, okay, like there's nothing to defend. The only thing that I know is the truth, and nobody can take that because there's nobody there. So the whole thing drops. The miracle turns the defense of atonement to your real protection. And as you become more and more secure, you assume your natural talent of protecting others, knowing yourself as both a brother and a son. Now, this is one of those lines to me where I'm like, I never read this before. I think I'm gonna like make a series or something about like all the lines that I swear were never in the course, all the 100 times I've read it before, right? I think we all have that. And this one, that as you become more and more secure, you assume your natural talent of protecting others. Okay, so as we become secure in the atonement, in this idea that we cannot be harmed by error in any way, that our natural talent of protecting the truth of our brothers comes out. It just amazes me so much. I also think I need to go through the course and write down everything it says are my talents and my abilities and my, like, oh my God, it's talking about this amazing person, right? The natural talent of protecting your brothers sounds pretty incredible to me. I hope you loved this so much. I loved giving it to you. And the next video is going to be section 3, the altar of God. So I will see you then. Love you.